Hello again, and Binus University iTunes content of storyboarding and concept art. Still with me, Thomas. In this session, we're going to talk about the storyboard itself. From the panel to why do we need one. Okay, let's get cracking. Yep, why? Why do we need a storyboard? Is it really necessary? When you make a video games or any short online games, planning is extremely important. One of the most important stages of planning out your game is creating a storyboard. Well, like we knew before, a storyboard is a graphic representation of how your game will unfold, shot by shot. It is made of a number of squares with illustration of pictures representing its plot, with notes about what's going on in the scene and what's being said in the script during the shot. Think of it as a sort of comic book version of your video game. Like this one. It's a storyboard. It's a graphic organizer from illustration or image display in sequence. Well, why? Creating a storyboard might just sound like an extra step in the process of making a game, but trust me, it is a step you won't want to ignore. Here are reasons why. It is the best way to share your vision. Game can be difficult to explain. A written description of a game is not enough. The storyboard helps simplify the communication process in a game design. A visual aid makes it much easier for you to share and explain your vision for your games with others. We've all experienced where we were trying to explain something and the other person just can't see your vision. The core of the issue is that most stakeholders don't have the experience of visualizing something of a text deliverable, such as a script. When you have a storyboard, you can show people exactly how your game is going to be mapped out and what it will look like. This makes it definitely easier for one to another people sharing an idea. Therefore, it makes production much easier. Because creating games takes time and money. Expensive to create 3D models for game characters and game worlds. Games are getting more and more complex, and often games have very specific release dates. And to fulfill all that things, you need the time scale for your game. And in order not to beyond the time scale, you need to make a timeline for your game. Yeah. And storyboarding help in problem solving. The reason to use storyboard in a game development is to help the design team to work out difficult problems. With the increased complexity of a game, difficult problems often arise. When you storyboard a game, you're setting up a plan for production, including all the shots you need, the order that they'll light out, and how the visual will interact with the script. The storyboard is starting point or suggested through lighter out, which you can play your coverage or the angles you will show of the scene. This really comes in handy when you are making a game, as it ensures you won't forget any scenes and help you piece together the games according to your vision. While it may take you a little while to put the storyboard together, in the long run it will save you time in revision later. Not only will it help you explain your vision to your team, it will also make the creation process go more smoothly. Yeah, storyboarding a game, if we make a conclusion, is a planning about cinematic sequence, developing an animation, showing complex action, and showing the non-player's action. Then we gotta learn how to make a storyboard. Yeah, how to make a storyboard. A storyboard is a single panel with pictures and description. Each area on the storyboard has a purpose. First, you need to create a blank site, or you can also find tons of templates on the internet. A storyboard are invaluable when several people are working on a project together. A well-defined storyboard helps to ensure that everyone understands the goal of the project and how the video games work together. However, if you work alone, they also serve as visual reminder during filming and editing stages. Remember, storyboards are not set in a stone and can be revised as needed. First, the component create a blank slide is when creating a storyboard. Think of your game as a story comprising various elements in a timeline. For each major scene, you should include information about who the subject is, what they're doing, why they're doing it, where it is, and so on. If you know the location where you will be shooting, it's a good idea to sketch roughly plan views showing the placement of a camera, light source, people, and any other important features and props. Include sketches of important scene along with scene description and notes about location, transition, plot, dialogue, and sound effect. First is, like the example below shows, a typical storyboard template. The blank boxes are for sketching rough representation of a main scene that you want to capture during shooting. The lines below are for the text. Your sketches do not have to be detailed. It is not an art contest, is it? But they need to be accurate enough so that you and other people can understand what type of pictures it will be. You might want to start by including a sketch of your establishing shot. This will set the scene for your audience and provide information about the location for your story. You could then cut a medium shot into the subject. The idea is to create sketch for each different shot you want. If you want a close-up, draw it. You can use around the big camera plannings and angle. That's the blank slide. Then you can add the script. This section contains a description about what needs to be captured in the shot, especially anything that is difficult to explain in a single sketch. For example, you might want to specify the time estimated to take, how long, maybe in seconds, to anticipate this segment will be. During shot, this will help you to make sure that your long segments are long enough. It will help you determine which section need to be shortened. In general, it's best to use longer shot for complex scene and shorter shot for close-up. Next is the camera shot. Required. Do you want this shot to be close-up, extreme close-up, of top view? You can add a camera angle, for example, in this an aerial shot, an eye level angle shot, a tilting shot. You can add everything in the script, just like a comic. You may think that sequence of your shot is obvious. However, when you've added all the main elements of your storyboard, we suggest you assign each shot with a sequence number. As your ideas develop, you may decide to change the order of the shot. You find the sequence number invaluable when you come to edit the footage. This is why professional movie makers use clipboards, noting the time, date, and scene number before they start filming the scene. Last is a sketch your story. It doesn't have to incredibly detailed, like I say. This one is a storyboard by Playtime's games about Dora game. After you fill the blank boxes with sketches, identify your scene's transition, how you move from one shot to the next in the storyboard. This will make the editing phase much easier and will help you to determine if you have enough variation between shots. And you can also add the audio description on that, like primary audio. As you capture video game, you can also simultaneously add an audio. Make a note when it should be used. And background audio like music, you can also note any scene in which you don't want any sound, and those where background audio is required. For example, a track and field event, you might want to play a sound of the starter guns, some crowd noise, applause, and so on. And that's all there is to it. We've covered the major elements that are generally found on Project Storyboard. Keep in mind, however, that there are no strict rules for creating storyboard. Each one will differ depending on the project it illustrates. Thank you. If you have any question, you can ask me. Goodbye.